featured far later in the show, but we didn't have clearly enough of them to go around, and now if we wait till later in the show, they will be sold out altogether. Here's what we are doing. This is a choice, excuse me, of, well, first of all, a 5-carat ring.
5-carat solitaires.
5-carat. This is what I dreamed. I mean, listen, I love my husband, but he's asleep, so I can say this. I dreamed that my engagement ring would be 5 carats.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, honey.
What shape was it in your dreams?
It didn't matter, because at that point, if it could be 5 carats, I would have been happy. It could have been shaped like, you know, who cares? But I want to say, guys, Fire Light Lab created diamonds in a 5-carat cocktail Elizabeth Taylor stunner, set in 14-karat yellow or white gold, and choose your cut.
Look at that oval. Woo!
Explain the shapes that we have here, because they're like, I never knew I loved a pear cut until I see it here, and that's a fancy cut. So that's all hand faceted.
Yeah.
The choices are, starting down at the bottom.
Those are the brilliant rounds. Very, very beautiful. Again, perfection. You're looking at so much life, so much sparkle. You deserve this drama. You know, they're pronged really well. They have double prongs in each of the corners, so it's got a lot of security, which I think is really important when you're looking at a 5-carat piece, and the right amount of gold. It's not skimpy by any stretch of the imagination.
Then I take you to the cushion, which is right next to it.
I want to linger on this because I have not presented. Really?
Yeah.
Some of my favorite pieces are cushions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love them. They're called other things. They're called old miner cuts. They're called pillow cuts. They're called the candlelight cut. The reason they call it a pillow cut is obvious. It looks like you could plop down in a big cushion. You know, it looks awesomely welcoming like that. But the reason they call it the candlelight cut is that it is an old miner's cut. It was cut back in the time before electricity was even invented. So they would literally cut it by candlelight. This is not that same cut that was done in the 1700s, though. It's been modernized so that you actually have more facet structure within those stones. I like it because it just has this richness and this depth to the sparkle, and I like the rounded corners. I think it's an incredibly feminine cut. You know, it sort of bulges out on the sides, and it's got rounded. It's lovely. I mean, really very sophisticated.
I mean, 5 carats, the sweet spot.
Yeah, it is. She's
Okay,
right.
Can we move on to oval?
No, I like this one. No, I'm kidding. I can. I love them all.
Look at that. I just nested it with my wedding band. There's only 10 remaining. So
Somebody
if you
wake
want
up her
one
husband.
of those 10, you really, between the white and the yellow 14 karat, need to get on the phones or get it into your cart. Okay, tell me about oval.
Very few diamonds grow to this size, okay? Even in a laboratory situation.
Oh, even in the lab.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, and things can happen to diamonds as they're growing in a lab, just like they do in Mother Nature. Some different things can happen as well. What I want to talk about with the oval is not only the elegance of the length and how it's going to make your finger look just gorgeous, right? But I want to talk about the fact that these are cut so well. Do you see any kind of dark spot within that oval when you look down through the table? Because many ovals that you find in the market create a bow tie, a dark color bow tie. Don't buy it if that's the case, because it's not as well cut as what we can offer you here. You want to see all the light moving through that gemstone, ideally. It is similarly cut to a brilliant round, but it's a more shallow cut and a broader cut. So again, a 5 carat in an oval is going to look a lot bigger than a 5 carat in a round. You might want to show those two together, actually, just to kind of drive that home. They're the same carat weight, but the cut determines the look, the curb appeal, if you will.
Isn't that funny? Because it is so true. The shit.
They're all pretty.
I mean, but it is dramatic.
Yeah, I think so.
Dramatic.
But you know, everybody's got different needs. Everybody has things that they want differently. Like I've always wanted a brilliant round engagement ring or a cushion, or, you know, I just like that more rounded kind of edge.
Faceting.
Isn't it magnificent?
It's almost like the stone is battery operated.
Yeah.
Like it's unbelievable. Okay,
Our
now
crew was commenting on that, actually. They're like, oh, we love seeing this brand because it's so camera friendly. It looks so great, and it really will on your hand.
Okay, now I'm going to move you into, incidentally, the last two are on this hand. Again, 5 carat is giving me life, and I could never, most of us would never be able to afford 5 carat in an earth mine. Right. This is a real, authentic diamond with all of the same physical, optical, chemical properties of an earth mine diamond. Emerald and pear cut. Those are the
Yes.
last two.
And again, remember, we take you up 5 clarity grades. So these are eye clean and they are near colorless diamonds, every single one of them. All right, so pear shapes are having a big buzz around this building. Everybody's been talking about the popularity of pear shapes today. I've had a number of brand new items in pear shapes that sold out today. So I suspect you're going to be seeing more. Now, will you be seeing more 5 carats? I don't know, but I don't think so. Again, we just barely broke the barrier last year on 2 carats.
Well, I was going to ask you, is 5 carat the largest carat ring
It's a
you've
lo-
ever brought
yes.
to us? Because I mean, it's giant.
In a singular
How long would it
solitaire.
take to grow a 5 carat stone?
Well, it's hard to say that really because, again, it is an organic type process, but it is not like Mother Nature that takes billions of years, okay? It's faster than that. But it's also not like CZ, which can grow in a couple of hours, right? So it may take a week. When you're looking at 5 carats, it could take a month. You know, it grows in layers, like I said, starting with the seed of a diamond. So if you want a bigger piece of material, it's got to stay there longer. And a lot can happen to it while it is growing, even if it is man protected. There are impurities that can get into laboratories. And lucky for you, we have curated some of the best in the world, some of the cleanest laboratories with the most strict standards so that we can bring you 5 carats, because the cleaner the process is, the more advanced the mining fields or the growing fields are, the better material you can get out. It's like when you're making sauce, you know? If you're making sauce and you use fresher material, you get better tasting sauce. When you use better material and diamonds, you get stones like this.
I have so many questions. Number one, let me just make this statement. Comparably speaking, a Firelight Lab brand here at the Q versus a lab created diamond at retail. This with 5 carats is a $10,000 ring. And our sale price is $6,100 and change with an easy pay that makes getting these home even easier. And these are real diamonds. These are not cubic zirconia. I share with you because the sale price and the retail value are so like at opposite ends.
Go have them inspected for insurance purposes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And by the way,
You'll be floating on air.
you will be floating when you hear what the jeweler, without even telling him how much you paid, the number he assesses these rings at. But I do want to say you're saving clearly almost $4,000 off of the retail value. We have a last call in the, what is it, Brian? Was it the pear-shaped? Which one's last call? Okay, oval is last call. We only have 3 remaining in the oval. That's between both the white and the yellow. And I have taken the white, so let me put it back here.
You know, we've sold a lot of emerald earrings and emerald necklaces today. Do you mind if we linger a little bit in the emerald
No,
shape?
I was going to say please do, because
It's
that's
kind of not like the others.
it's not entirely like the others.
Exactly.
Which is why I think it feels so special.
Exactly. And so I wanted to really like treat you to that, because an emerald shape is red carpet ready, of course. I mean, this is the look. But why do they love it so much? Why do we love it so much? Because instead of getting that light dance that's all over the place and, you know, just having a great time, this is the sexy sister that sort of sways and sort of sachets into the room where everybody looks, everybody turns and stares. The woman who's effortless, the woman who's strong. I think the lines in an emerald show a carefree attitude, but a confident one. So when I was watching you guys earlier on, 50 and Fabulous and all of these great shows and programs that we do, and we're talking about celebrating women, and today being, Go Red for Women Day with the American Heart Association, I thought to myself, which one would show the strength of a woman in the best way? And I think it's the emerald. Would you agree?
Well, tell me a little bit more about why you say that, because the thing that I think is so interesting about the emerald, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm sure you'll tell me. By the way, this is how the ring comes. I mean, literally, get ready to propose to yourself.
Yeah.
Am I not correct that because emeralds are step-faceted, therefore they have, I presume, fewer facets than, say, a round brilliant?
They do.
And the facet
arrangement?
Yes, is far simpler, and therefore would the rough not have to start its life out already far more perfect, because
very intuitive. Yes.
You're not cutting into it as much to create the bling. So like if there's an occlusion or a flaw, like you're gonna see it.
Yeah, well, and it is hard to cut because diamonds are have what is called perfect cleavage. And so when you're cutting a diamond as a gem cutter or a lapidary, if you strike it wrong, it breaks into two and you ruin it. That's why we're always talking about the quality of our baguettes. And a baguette is like the cousin stone to an emerald. The emerald corners are different, they're clipped. So when we talk about the facet arrangement, you still have a good number of facets, but they're arranged in a way that's almost like a barrel cut and creates almost like an infinity pool in the center, like it goes on forever. If you've ever admired Courtney Kandabi's ring, she wears a beautiful emerald shadow halo, actually. Jen Coffey wears an Asher, which gives you a very similar flash. So if you've admired their jewelry, I know you're going to fall in love with this. It is a far simpler looking ring than the oval, for example, or the brilliant round.
Oval is gone.
Congrats.
The other thing I wanted to comment, and this really is...
You can have these sized. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But if we're down to final quantities, you might want to know that.
And by the way, because of that, because the oval is now gone and a couple other choices are not far behind, please check out of your cart. Without checking out of your cart, someone else can virtually swing by and grab whatever's in your cart because it won't stay there for very long. These are, each corner of the setting has double prongs.
Yes.
And that's exactly how my engagement ring was set.
I'm not surprised.
So,
it's a classy way to go. Not only does it look great, but it offers you the added security you need on a stone like what I know you purchased, because it's obvious to me when I look at it that it's quality, and like what you're purchasing here today, which honestly and truly, you're going up 5 clarity grades. You're getting, near colorless gemstones. And you also have the confidence of knowing that the Gemological Institute of America took a look at the stone before it was set.
Look at that
and
pair.
said it was up to our brand standards for you.
Okay, what's going on in the pear? This pear, it's like a planet on your finger. In the pear cushion and the round, there is 5 in each to go around. 2 dozen in the emerald, and then that's it, because the oval is already gone. So this on my hand, this represents, at least in the 14 karat white gold.
How does it feel to be wearing 20 carats?
It feels so good. And you know what's so funny? Look, these are all the same carats, 5 carats, 5 carats, 5. But to your point, Michelle's point, just the shape of the diamond makes it look so much bigger in some cases.
Yeah,
like, look at that pear.
That's what I was just thinking. I don't think I really delved into that. How do they create a pear shape? It's a hybrid cut. All of these are fancy cuts, by the way, except for the brilliant round.
So they're hand faceted.
They're and expensive to do. But pear shaped is where you take a marquee cut or marquise cut, it's all the same, and you combine it with a brilliant round cut. So the majority of the weight in that and the majority of, the depth of the stone is in the rounded part at the end. But the trick when you're cutting it is to get the faceting even all the way, the sparkle should go all the way to the point.
Oh.
So that's why you pay extra to have it cut, because it's very, very difficult to do.
By the way, if you're wondering where the emerald in the 14 karat yellow gold is, we didn't have a sample of that in the building, so that's the only one I can't represent. On my other hand, when I show you these. These, of course, are the...
Oh, I wish I had my camera. I mean, have we ever had this in the studio before? This much carat weight on any one host?
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic, is right.
No, but seriously, like when I dreamed of growing up someday and getting engaged, like this is really... I mean, Joe, you did right, baby. You did right, and you did good.
I thought maybe you were becoming Mormon or something.
But I'm just telling you, like this to me, this is what makes jewelry fun.
Yes.
And would you remind everyone, because we don't have many of these left to go around, but man, is 5 carats something to aim for and aspire to. And the fact that now a $10,000 ring is $6,100, that is in great part because of something called lab created. Right. So I think there is a lot of misconception out there about what lab created is. Is it a real diamond? Is it recognized by the GIA?
Can I appraise it?
Can I appraise it?
Absolutely.
Will it hold its value?
Insure it?
All of it. So like just break it all down.
Okay, yeah, and I again welcome your questions. If you ever want to reach out to me on social media, I'll hold your hand through the whole process. But yes, these will all be laser inscribed on the girdle of the gemstone as LG. Lab grown LGD. it'll say it right there on. And what's so funny, Sean, back in the old days, we used to worry about when you took your jewelry in for maintenance that it would be switched out with a CZ.
Oh yeah.
Now they worry in lab grown that your lab grown is going to be switched out with a mined diamond.
Really?
Yes, because you can get a promotional grade diamond or something of lesser quality, remembering that this is nearly perfect. This is the Mary Poppins.